Amanda K. Pardue, and I'm here interviewing one of the great founding fathers of our nation, Mr. Thomas Jefferson. I'd like to thank you for your willingness to visit with us, sir.
No problem, Miss Amanda. Glad to be here. I haven't had much on my plate in the last couple hundred years, but always glad to visit with you and talk about this subject that I care so deeply about.
Yes, sir. Well, that subject is the issue of required schooling. And to begin with, I just want to read a quote written by Dumas Malone about you.
Oh, Dumas.
He said that in the light of history, nothing else that he did or proposed during his entire career showed him more clearly to be a major American prophet.
I'm blushing. He does me too much justice. Too much.
So the first question I'd like to ask you is, who do you feel is entitled to public education and why?
Well, to answer this question, Amanda, I think we must first look at the term itself, public education. The important part of that being the term public. Public meaning everybody, I think you can't pick and choose who deserves an education. I think everybody does. Everybody deserves a chance to seek knowledge, to gain it, and to use that knowledge to better their circumstances. And I really think that's what myself and the rest of the founding fathers thought about when we started this great country. The ability to change your situation for the better and to achieve your dreams, not just for yourself, but for your future generations.
So, I'd like to ask, do you base your education on your political stance? More specifically, what do you mean by the population, by the people? Do you mean the white landowning population?
Oh, no. I don't think so highly of myself, I think all white people, really, men, even women, I think all deserve a chance for knowledge to better themselves and to learn about the world. I didn't come from very humble beginnings. I was quite privileged as a young lad, and it helped me out in life. But one thing that also helped me out was my education. I was schooled, and I think that experience showed me that what schooling can do for a person. And so I think for the less fortunate, they deserve it just as much as the rich, if not even more, because they don't have the same opportunities as we do monetarily. We do meaning the elite, monetarily. And so they can make up for that through education to help their children and their children's children. My children, they're going to be okay, monetarily speaking. I mean, I do have quite a lot and a few too many illegitimate children, but they'll all be fine. But I think it's important for other people to build up that base for the future generations.
So I hear, if I hear correctly, you appreciate your own schooling. Does that influence your stance on compulsory schooling for everyone? Do you feel that schooling should be required?
This is a touchy issue because this is a democracy and we do believe in freedom of choice. But I feel the best way to ensure a successful democracy without the influence of tyranny, which is what we left England for, what the revolution was about, I think the best way to do that is through education. So I think that by requiring education, that's the best way to prevent tyranny. And I also feel that impoverished individuals, they'll often keep their children at home. They might not send them out to become educated because they think it'll cost something. And even if it doesn't, the schooling doesn't cost them. It'll cost them in a labor, in the fields. And I think this will limit their potential. But if it's mandatory, then everybody gets a shot, no matter their circumstances. And I think the impoverished kids' families will see the benefits of having an educated child who can then help them in the future even more than they could just as a menial laborer. So I think by making it mandatory, it helps to prevent it from becoming a class issue.
So what do you feel is necessary within the curriculum that will help benefit these children?
Well, I have often stressed, Amanda, a need to teach writing and a need to teach reading. Okay, those are the two important ones, because literacy is very important, especially in a democracy. Like I said, to prevent coercion or corruption of the government. And beyond that, arithmetic. Arithmetic's important, and a basic knowledge of history, especially Greek and Roman history. And I guess our country has been around long enough where you might want to know American history too. That would be something good to study. I think everybody needs to know about me.
Yes, sir. That's very true. So I take your for education, Mr. Jefferson. I think that's a interesting take on the subject. Do you feel we can acquire this progress in our nation through schooling alone?
I think schooling is the first step. It's the foundation. I don't think it's the only solution. I think it is the best solution. I don't think you can move forward with any other method if you do not have a mandatory schooling and a school system set up to help educate your populace. But I think you need to go beyond that, because as of right now, let's say somebody doesn't get something out of schooling. Do they have no other opportunities besides those certain years to get educated? I don't believe so. In my day, I promoted the implementation of public libraries, and I think that's a good measure to introduce, to allow for knowledge to be widespread and widely available.
Certainly is. Well, that's all the time we have today, but I want to thank you again for coming out to inform us of your views on the issue of required schooling. I realize you're a busy man, and at your age it's difficult to get up and out of bed in the mornings.
Thank you for that, Amanda. Thank you. I'm just glad you didn't tell them my actual age. It's a bit of a touchy subject.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you doing this webcam interview, and I just wanted to let you know that it's actually going to be posted on the internet for all the American people to view.
The internet? What's the internet?
Well, it's a network connecting tool for people all over the world. It's, you can use it on this computer.
Computer?
Yes, sir. This thing right in front of you?
I thought that was a window.
No, sir.
That's a computer. What is?
Don't